What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? I know y'all was waiting for a minute for that to drop. Obviously, you know who it is. I'm Judith Horse Robinson, the fire starter, in the building with my guy. You know who he is. None other, the one and only DJ Ross Muwata. What's going on, DJ Ross Muwata? Yes, sir. And by the way, shout out to the coach, Mookie Hawkins. He is in Indianapolis right now doing this thing. But guess what? I still got my bro in the building. The one who be blocking for me at these Bills games, you know, making waves, making moves. You know who this guy is. Phenomenal super producer. My guy, Justice General in the building. Justice, what's good?
Oh, man. It's a beautiful day. You know what I mean? How you doing, bro?
It is a beautiful day, man. I feel like I've been on a hiatus. You know what? I feel like I got a touch of the DJ favorite nephew, you know, Reddy Rob. I feel like I got a touch of him lately, you know what I mean? Inadvertently, but I feel like I got that. But nevertheless, we got a great show coming up for you guys right now. Make sure if you got any problems with what we say or you like what we say, regardless, 716-837-1112 is the call line to call us tonight. We're going to be talking about Leslie Frazier, what's going on with that, the Bills free agents, you know, that's out here. We'll talk about the draft, the combine a little bit, who we should be looking at, the Bills' needs, also a little NBA action, and plus a little bit of Buffalo Sabres, all in 1 hour. You guys, listen, tune in right now. Y'all got y'all snacks ready? I hope y'all do. Y'all got y'all drinks ready? I hope y'all on your couches right now because this one is going to be a scorcher. Justice General, my guy.
What's poppin'?
Let's start off the show by talking about Leslie Frazier. I want to put this out there right now. Before anybody say anything about Leslie Frazier, I want to say that the black guy doesn't die in this movie. Okay? I want to put that out there right now. If you did not hear that, yes, I said it. The black guy does not die in this movie, okay? My guy is definitely taking a hiatus. 1 year sabbatical from coaching. Justice, your thoughts on that, and you know, what does that do for the Buffalo Bills?
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad. You know, it'll give us some fresh perspective, and not only will it give us fresh perspective, but it will shut up all the people out there who think Leslie Frazier is the problem. So it'll, you know, make people rethink like, oh well, okay, well I'd rather have this defense, but I believe we'll probably put forward next year. Or would I rather have Leslie Frazier, who, you know, you could call him a die by 1,000 paper cuts or whatever, but he does enough to keep his football team in the game to win in an NFL where points are at a premium. You know, so I think that him, you know, being gone for a year, you kind of get to see, it'll be like the Dayball effect, right? Dayball wasn't the greatest offensive coordinator in the world, you know, and sometimes we didn't appreciate what we had until we had something else that just didn't cut it. And then you're like, all right, Dayball kind of, you know, dropped the ball sometimes, but he was much better than this. And I think, you know, we'll likely see that here in Buffalo next season, you know, sans we sign Jim Schwartz back or, you know what I mean? Something like that. So we'll see what happens there. But honestly, I don't really think that Leslie Frazier was the problem or a problem.
Interesting enough, Justice. Here's my thoughts on this Leslie Frazier situation. Y'all heard me say the black guy doesn't die in this movie. I'm also going to say...
A black guy died in that movie, by the way. He got cooked in that battle.
He did, but guess what? He ain't going to die in this one, a.k.a. One Bills Drive. But I'm going to tell you right now what the Bills going to need this season. Y'all ready for this? You see this milk? For all those watching.
Milk in the ice, ladies and gentlemen.
The Bills gonna need some milk this season. They're gonna need some milk. I'm not understanding. I was reading that Sean McDermott is going to spearhead this defense. I mean,
was that not what he was doing?
I mean, was he doing that? Because I mean, I heard he wanted a nastier edge, and I'm like, a nastier edge. I'm like, Does he have it in him? I mean, no offense. Shout out to Sean McDermott. Love you to death for what you've done for this program, but for this team. But do you really have that edge?
And if you was going to have the edge, why would you do that after you're going to lose Jordan Poyer? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm not, just make it make sense. This is some of the reasons why we have conversations about organizational moves and how you put your ducks in a row. This team has put their ducks in a row to be playoff contenders, but not Super Bowl contenders. They've put their ducks in a row to be divisional. Let's get to the division, but that's about it. I mean, they've put their ducks in a row to be the third best team in the AFC, even though they should be the number one team in the AFC by now. Once again, I mean, we've had these conversations for the last couple of weeks about killer instinct, and we don't got to go back to how or why we had these conversations, but the conversation now comes into play. When we talking about Sean McDermott. Does he have it in him to make this defense better next season?
Better is tough. Better is tough. Because, I mean, you know, call it what you want. The Bills are still a top 10, top 5 defense. You know what I mean? And that's with a lot of injuries. I'm talking like a lot of injuries. And they were still able to, you know, put forth one of the better defenses in the NFL. So now you want to lose Leslie Frazier. You're going, at this point, it's all but said and done. You're going to lose Jordan Poyer. You lose a lot of other key pieces. Hopefully, we get to keep Tremaine Edmonds. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we get to keep Dane Jackson. We'll see what happens. You know, there's a lot of pieces that you're going to have to plug in place and replace. And I will say that the last 3 years, Brandon Beane has put forth a Super Bowl winning roster for McDermott to play with. And all 3 seasons, it was coaching fault as to why we did not go to and or win the Super Bowl. So for him to have to now make up for the last 3 years where he had an advantage as a coach, where all you had to do was coach, now you kind of got to do a little bit more because your roster is not going to be as stacked next year as it has been previously. I know Brandon Beane is a magician. He is not God, okay? He's not going to be able to put forth a crazy roster this year like he did the previous years. And so if you're asking me if Sean McDermott's going to make this defense better, I just don't see it happening.
Well, interesting enough that you said that. First and foremost, I want to give Leslie Frazier a lot of props for what he has done. First and foremost, he is not the guy who pulls the plug on certain players that come to this team. You said that Brandon Beane has put together a Super Bowl-esque defense.
Super Bowl winning roster.
Winning roster. Is that offensively or is that collectively as a whole?
Collective roster.
Okay, so here's my issue with that. Here's my issue. I could respect that 110% if the Buffalo Bills, first and foremost, we already know what travels in playoffs, right? So obviously it's run game defense, right? So if you're playing a 4-2-5 scheme, right? And I hear a little echo. Sorry about that if y'all hear that on my end. But if you're playing a 4-2-5 defense, right? The shell defense, zone type of defense, you need defensive ends who can get to the quarterback, right? Besides Von Miller, who has Brandon Beane brought to this organization to get it done as far as bringing the pressure? Because I haven't seen it. The Bills the year before, 42 sacks. The Bills this year, less than that without Von Miller. The year before, they weren't top. They weren't top at the sack list. I mean, they were always good in the secondary, which matters. Kind of in the middle of the pack somewhat in run defense, but never got over the hump to get to the Super Bowl. So my thing is, I mean, if we're talking about packages, how come we never really pulled the trigger? We pulled a lot of triggers and shot a lot of blanks with a lot of the Carolina players that they picked. Now I get it, the familiarity, continuity with the Carolina Panthers, making them the Buffalo Panthers. Shout out, put your hands up in the air, put your fist up if you want. But my thing is, again, it didn't get it done. And Leslie Frazier has with injuries or not, been able to sustain top 5 defenses.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question that everybody will ask. Is it Sean McDermott calling this defense, or is it Leslie Frazier? Because we can't have it both sides. I mean, we want the whole pie or none of it at all. So who is it? Who's the catalyst?
Well, if we talk about Brandon Beane real quick, first I want to say there's a reason why the defensive end position looked like such a blaring issue. It's because the rest of the roster was really like sturdy. It was stable. Really, every other position, you know, you was somewhat confident in. You know, you were confident in more than 30 other teams in the NFL where you go, I am somewhat or confident. So I am either confident or somewhat confident in the starting player at this position, at any given position outside of defensive end. And I'm also confident in the depth at almost every position outside of defensive end. Not only that, but you also take the fact that he's drafted you in AJ Epinesa. You made him skinny. Took away all his superpowers. All right. You drafted a Boogie Basham. Put him inside. Took away all his superpowers. Then you drafted a Gregory Rousseau, who you're expecting to be your superstar, but he obviously needed polishing. He knew that before he even came to the league. You knew he needed polishing, right? So then you go get a Von Miller, right? When you realize they can't develop these players, they don't know what they're doing on the defensive line, right? So let me just go get an established superstar, put him on your defensive line, and maybe you can make something happen with that. If we're being completely honest, they really didn't do anything special. Von Miller was just a beast. That was really the gist of it, and that was the only reason our defensive line looked better this season at the beginning of the season. He did increase, the physicality and the size in the middle there, with Jones and Settle, and getting Phillips back. You know what I mean? You got Shaq Lawson back, who played really well for us this season. So, I feel like Brandon Beane has done what he needed to do, but he can only put the talent there. It's up to the coaching staff to do their job and coach and develop these players, and they just simply don't do that to a high enough level.
I want to shout out to everybody right now that's tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all that good jazz. Social media is definitely blaring. Shout out to you guys. I see LA's in the building. Dalton Smith's in the building. Thomas Kelly, what's good? What's good? DJ Ross Mwata, I got a question for you, my brother. Do you have the Price is Right fail horn?
I do not.
We need the Price is Right fail horn. And here's why we need the Price is Right fail horn. Ready for this? Okay. So I almost sound like, yep, don't do that. You know how the kids when they acting up. Don't do that. That's what I just sounded like 2 seconds ago. And you know what's funny? It fits to the conversation right now. I would have been like, don't do that. Mario Addison, don't do that. Vernon Butler, don't do that. Like Quentin Jefferson, all those guys. Right?
Okay,
no,
all right,
right.
But you look at that and you have to at least admit you're nitpicking.
How though? Where's the nitpick? Where's the nitpick? The nitpick is that they didn't produce.
Not only that. Okay, let's say you take Mario Addison, Quentin Jefferson, pre Mario Addison being on this roster. If somebody told you, let's say it's under Jim Schwartz, I'm giving you Mario Addison. Would you get Mario? You'd be like, oh, okay. I could Jim Schwartz.
Okay, so Jimmy Schwartz, talking about Jimmy Schwartz. I mean, Jimmy cooks, by the way. He definitely was cooking. Fourth best defense when he was around. I think maybe the Bills need to apologize to him, getting him in here for a year. I know you alluded to that earlier, something that I was thinking about all week. I'm like, yeah, Leslie Frazier is out the door for a year sabbatical. Was this actually a firing, or was this a nice, classy way of saying we're gonna let him go because they couldn't get over the hump? Is it? I mean, the Bills, could have been a classy class move, but I will say this. Teams that win Super Bowls pull triggers, and they get big-time players. Von Miller was one. Jordan Phillips was pretty good. And we'll talk about free agents coming up very shortly. But you talk about solidifying and being in depth. I think they got in depth just recently. I don't think the first 2 seasons they were in depth. 2019, I don't think they were really in depth. In 2020, I think that COVID season, not necessarily in depth, but 2021 and 2022 is when they started getting in depth, which is the reason why they became Super Bowl contenders, was because of the depth that they had. Yeah. And obviously, we saw it this year with them still being the top 5 defense. Some people will say, well, who did they play to be a top 5 defense, and question it, even though you can only play who's in front of you, right? We got comments too. I want to definitely throw this out there. Is Von Miller the reason we finally saw Tremaine Edmonds where we've been waiting? We've been waiting for?
I won't necessarily say it was Von Miller. I would say it was more so, the big doughy dudes up front, Settle and Jones and Phillips, and those guys kind of taking more than just half a blocker or one blocker. They taking 1.5, 2 blockers with them, which leaves 6'5" Tremaine Edmonds to see over the top of the line and where the ball carrier is, et cetera, et cetera. It's a play action. I'm not gonna run up to the line looking to stop the running back and have the middle of the field wide open behind me. You know what I mean? And even if I can, I got long enough arms to make up for it. That type of thing. I wouldn't say it was Von Miller necessarily. Of course, he helped. Of course, Von Miller helps everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
He helps everything from the defensive line to the punter. He helps every single aspect of the football game. And I don't mean to change the topic, but I do want to also say, you know what? I took offense when people started blaming Brandon Beane, right? Because of course, hindsight is 2020. You look at the roster now and you say, "Oh man, this ended up being a glaring hole in the roster this season." But when you look at that preseason, it wasn't that, right? The wide receiver position looked like it was going to be it looks like a glaring hole, right? Especially that WR2, right? Gabe Davis looked like a superstar in last year's playoffs. You got Isaiah Hodgins on the roster who they keep letting go of and signing to the practice squad in lieu of Kumaro. I forgot his name, Jake Kumaro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You got Blackshear was on the roster, and then you kept Zach Moss. OJ Howard was on the roster, but they kept Tommy Sweeney. Like Brandon B can't make these decisions like this. That's the coaching staff making these stupid decisions. You can't really put that on him. Now, I ain't gonna say he ain't made no mistakes at all, but in retro, like contrast to the good decisions he's made, it's not even close. Like, one scale is way heavier than the other. He has made way more great decisions than bad ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that as far as great decisions versus bad decisions, but we all know 111 spoils a whole lump when it comes down into the game of football. Right. By the way, before we break, I did say that I am the fire starter, but in lieu of what happened today, I'd rather not use that nickname too much. Shout out to the Buffalo Fire Department. Pray for them. Pray for the firemen.
Rest in peace,
definitely, and rest in peace to a real one who lost his life trying to save many others' lives today. So with that being said, you are listening to Power 96.5 and WUFO Sports. DJ Mas Mawada on the ones and twos with Andre Robinson and Justice General in the building. We'll be back shortly.
Hey Buffalo, this is Donnie McClurkin.
Good way to start. Good way to start.
My radio shows, Gospel Gold and the Donnie McClurkin Show.
Shout out to all y'all out there right now tuned in too. Thomas Kelly said, Sean, I don't think took over as much as he would have liked to out of respect for Frazier in many situations over his time with the Bills. He will have a full range now, but I would like to see Jim Swartz back in Buffalo. Should have never left,
The
but I
Buffalo
like
Medical
Frazier
Group Senior
personally,
Health Focus
just
Dr.
not his
Mona
defense.
Paramazon on balance issues.
Balance is commonly used to describe stability and steadiness. When a person is standing or sitting, good balance means one can control.
Oh, by the way, they said
and
Leslie
maintain the
Frazier,
body's position
epic
comfortably
failed 3
while
years straight. He
performing
said that's
normal
cap. He
activities.
increased his
There are a range of
tackles. He was
conditions that
everywhere,
cause
and his
balance
coverage was
problems.
better. That
Whatever
was
the cause,
development,
you will
not
have
vulnerability.
the feeling you are unsteady or that you might fall.
Yeah.
New balance problems can have many
Yeah, of course.
causes, from
I mean,
medication
you
side
I agree with that,
effects
too.
to
to get a
heart
better play.
problems.
I
Be
just
sure
don't
to
think
tell your
Tremaine
doctor
Evans
if
sucked
you
the way
have
everybody
new
else
or
said he sucked. You know
persistent
what I'm saying?
feelings
I didn't
of
either.
losing
He's
your
been a good
balance,
player
or
since his rookie
lightheadedness,
year,
or
really.
if you feel
It's just the
shaky,
defensive line,
unstable, or
like,
physically
awful, like,
insecure.
historically bad.
Senior Health
So,
Focus
like,
from the Buffalo Medical Group. The Buffalo Medical
Agreed.
Group is accepting new patients.
When we come back, we'll talk free agents.
716-656-4471.
Free agents. I'll play a little game with you. We'll call it.
Premier Cigars and Lounge, the perfect place with a debonair style. Located at 1327 Jefferson Avenue, in the heart of the community. Open 7 days a week with a huge assortment of premium cigars and accessories. Come, join us for a premium cigar and elegant experience, or book your next private party.
He didn't suck. He just wasn't what we expected when we drafted him. His coverage ability straight sucked. I need to know who this Facebook user is. I don't know why it comes up as Facebook user sometimes. I need to know who the Facebook user is. You got a lot of great comments. By the way, 837-1112. You can call in right now, 716-837-1112. We here till 11 o'clock. Call us, man. We want to hear your interactions as well. All right. Now,
pre-sale tickets online at shays.org and ticketmaster.com. Don't wait. Get your tickets now.
Oh,
at shays.org
we'll
and
call this.
ticketmaster.com.
We'll call this the Rise Up or Man Down thing.
Tickets on
Yes,
sale now
there we
at
go.
Doris Records.
I'll bring it back. Oh yeah. You know what it is, man. If you in the 716 region and beyond, y'all know this is WUFO Sports Report, late night edition. Andre Robinson on the ones and twos with DJ Ross Mawada. You know who he is, the one and only. And my guy over here, the one and only Justice General Super Producer. You know what he do, man. Go check us out. We definitely up and coming. And matter of fact, I shouldn't even say that. I should say we already here. If you don't know, we already here in the building. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. We got to talk about some free agents. We talked about Leslie Frazier. If you did not tune into the first 20 minutes of the show, you missed out on the Leslie Frazier conversation, but you can always go back on the Power page and listen to this too, the WUFO Power page. And y'all know what to do with that. Now, free agents. The Buffalo Bills have a lot of free agents. Justice General, we're gonna play a little game called Rise Up or Man Down. Would you rise up and keep him, or would you put that man down? Time to go, get him out of here. All right. So we're gonna. Oh, it's D Stanfield in the house. I knew it. I could just tell by these comments in the comment section that the professional was in the comments. My guy, Devon Stanfield. Shout out to you, my brother. Good to hear from you, man. Call in 716-837-1112. All right. Now, we got Roger Saffold first on the docket, sir.
Rise up. You know what I mean? Rise up. I mean, he alternate, but he made the Pro Bowl. You know what I mean? Which means, at the very least, he's one of the top 10 guards in the conference. Which I mean, isn't the worst place in the world. You know what I mean? To have a guard. Especially in today's NFL, guards aren't really that great. There aren't a high number of great guards, I should say. But having a guy like that, steady, solid, he kind of helps you shore up at least one side of the line. Him over there with Dawkins, so I'd say keep.
All right, Roger Saffold is a keep. Justice General would know. I mean, his blocking skills is impeccable. Buffalo, I might want to go get this guy. I'm telling you, all season long this year.
I will try out, bro.
Yo, dead serious. He was making waves, man, through those crowds. If you can make
200-300K,
right, yeah,
I'll do it.
Facts, definitely. Mike, what's good? I see you out there, bro. I see you. Definitely Sabres country, Sabres nation in the house right now with Mike being here too. Jordan Poyer. And we got a caller on the line coming up too.
Right at the perfect time too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Who we got?
We got a caller, DJ? Oh, he hung up. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. You can't be banging the line and then hanging up, man. That's a flag on the play, like my guy, the coach Mookie Hawkins would say right now. You know, he checking out the combine over there in Indianapolis. Shout out to him, safe travels and all.
Jordan Poyer for me, I want to say rise up because that's the correct answer. But at the same time, Buddy won his money, and he deserved his money. Buffalo, they having it right now. We ain't got it, dog. Like, what you want? Like, you know, we don't got it for you. Like, we don't have that bag for you, the one you looking for. You know what I mean? So, if that's what you really, really want, what is he, like 32, 33 years old? You know what I mean? He probably know he ain't got too many years left, so he want to cash out, and I completely respect that. You know, go get your money, but unfortunately, he's probably out of here. You know, so I'm gonna have to say man down on that one.
What'd you say? Go get the money. Go get the money.
Hey, bro, I can't be hating on nobody gonna get their money, man.
Comments in the comment section. Wayne Solomon, what's up, my guy? Thank you for the encouraging words this week too, sir. Appreciate you. Definitely. Poyer is gone.
He's gone.
That's what Wayne said.
He's out of here.
He said he's gone. You know why I opened this up? Not because it's just a snack, because Captain Crunch is gone. Okay. Okay. Mr. Jordan Poyer, the captain of that secondary, is now gone. Okay. He's out of here. All right. 32 years old, don't got the money. Says we don't have it. But when we bring in failed projects like Isaiah McKenzie and others, you could have saved up. You're right about that. Shout out to my guy, the Alpha, Marcus the Alphabets is in the building too. He said Edmonds is gone too. Don't get it twisted.
Nah, I'll tag Evans before he just walk away.
Yeah, he's young. I'm not. Well, we're gonna talk about him in a second too. Matter of fact, might as well. You guys look at the segues. Don't you just love segues, DJ Ross Mawada? You love how a plan just come together. Right, the alley-oop and slam dunk. Tremaine Edmonds.
What you doing? We rise up, man down.
Yeah, rise up, man down.
I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. Okay. Tremaine Edmonds is staying. He's staying by any means necessary. I don't care if you got to tag him twice. Tag that boy. That is going to be one of, if not the best linebackers in the league one day. If he gets the appropriate guidance, you know, if he gets an actual defensive, let me not say that. I'm not. If he see now, if he gets a defensive coordinator or at least gets the green light to fly around the field the way that he is capable of, you know what I mean? Like Tremaine Edmonds seems very hesitant sometimes. Not this season. He was a lot less hesitant this season, but in years past, he has been extremely hesitant, and I think that's coaching. If you know, if you're coached the right way, you know what's coming. You know what to look for, and you know what to do when you see it. Luke Kuechly read plays before the offensive player knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you look at Tremaine Edmonds, and a lot of times he just didn't know what was what. He was getting confused a lot, and I honestly believe that's coaching. So I believe that if he gets a coach, a genius defensive coach who, you know, can teach him about the game and teach him the intricacies and all the deep-rooted stuff that goes into football, you know, to the highest degree, then I think he's the best linebacker in the league one day. Hey, my bad. I ain't even stop talking as soon as you take your bite, bro.
Good God Almighty! No, that was actually see. I'm telling you, everything happens in sequence for a reason, man. I took a bite out of crime just now. My goodness, the Buffalo Bills defense would go stale like this doggone bar. Oh my goodness, who made this? This is terrible. Bar is god awful right now. Like that's. Oh my goodness, I hear callers on the line. Caller, what's good?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the Bills. Obviously, you're chatting about the Bills.
For sure. So Tremaine Edmonds, he stays or does he go? Mike.
Hello?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Does he stay or go, Mike?
You know, I want your thoughts on Devin Singletary. Is he going to stay or go?
Oh, wow. Well,
It's my question for you guys.
Uh-oh. You bringing up a rise of a man down himself, man. Tell them callers to announce themselves when they call in. That's funny. Listen, he announced himself by asking this question about Devin Singletary. Justice, I'm gonna throw this to you first.
I mean,
What do you think?
I hope it's a rise up, but I know it's going to be a man down. I do like Devin Singletary, man. I really like Devin Singletary. I think he's super talented. And I say this, I think he is a Pro Bowl caliber running back. I really do. I think that he could be a top 3 to 5 running back in either conference, given the appropriate opportunity. He averaged 4.6 yards a carry, and that's with a offensive line that did not know how to run block, or at least was not prepared to run block.
Stale.
Yeah, exactly.
Stale.
So 4.6 yards a carry with an offensive line that run blocking was, I would say, subpar. You know what I mean? It was.
You know what I'm also glad on? Now that, and I talked to a lot of people, I'm so glad Leslie Frazier had to step down and step away from the ball game. Maybe we can get an actual defensive coordinator that can call this game the right way now, and actually we go somewhere and start kicking ass next season.
Whoa, caller. You sound like you had a lot of disdain for Leslie Frazier.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't like his play calling last year. I think his play calling. You know what? If we go back to that Cincinnati game, if I was the general manager back then, I told many people straight up I would have fired him right out the door.
Oh, wow.
Hands down, I would fire him.
Wow.
You look at that game, hands down, we should have been going to the AFC Championship game. But guess what? Leslie Frazier, for how many years in a row now? 3-4 years? Can't get the defensive coordinating job under control and get this team to the next step.
So you wanted Leslie Frazier to hold the Bengals to 7 points, is what you're saying? 3 or 7 points. I mean, that's the only way the Bills would have won. Or 9, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you can blame Leslie Frazier all you want, but
yeah, I was about to say.
I can't rock with you there. I'm sorry.
So we not blaming Ken Dorsey for that terrible play calling this season?
Ken Dorsey's part of it, but I guess he's on his first year into it, first or second year into it. Come on.
Okay, I kind of
agree with that more if he didn't start his first 4 or 5 games with like 40 points a game.
I would also agree with that if he wasn't a football player too,
as
he didn't play already,
and he got to sit under Dorsey or Dayball for what 3-4 years,
right? So I don't know about that one. I can't give you that. But let me go to some comments real quick. They said Edmonds gets franchised. Tell Marcus to worry about the cowgirls. Oh boy, they're going to tag Edmonds. I believe they will use him differently. The defense will let him change up so he can eat. I don't see us keeping Edmonds, said Thomas Kelly. If we do, I'd be surprised. He's going to soak up way too much money. Thank you. He's hesitant because he's being forced to cover people he shouldn't. It's the same complaint. Mario Williams had about Rex Ryan. Correct. I agree with that. Coach has to conform to his personnel, not the other way around. Marcus Betts said, "Oh, now y'all like Leslie Frazier." LOL. Well, I don't know when I ever disliked Leslie Frazier, but I never disliked him. But y'all be switching coaches fast. First, Dable sucked. Then he goes to the Giants, wins Coach of the Year. Then Dorsey gonna be better. Now he sucks. Now Frazier sucks. LOL. Said, tell them.
That's valid.
Tell them. Oh yeah, Singletary is gone. Edmonds $20 million tag. I can't see it working if he wants to keep him, unless there's some big hitters that's going to take pay cuts and restructure contracts. Thomas Kelly said
that $18 million tag, though, is the reason why you give him $14 million a year in Japan.
Yeah, Singletary is an average back. I've been telling you that. He may be the league's worst starting running back.
That's just wrong.
Whoa. Singletary is just the guy. Exactly. Stop drafting 190-pound backs.
4.6 yards a carry, 5 yards per carry average on the career is a jag.
He said, 29 yards in the playoff game is not. Yeah, okay.
For who? Devin Singletary?
Yeah,
that was his fault.
No, I don't think so. But at the same token, that people gonna use that. They're gonna say that. Regardless, because that's the facts. He had 29 yards.
So
but we need
Stephon Diggs had the playoff game.
We're not even gonna go there. Let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that.
I just making sure.
Right? It talks about him too, right about now too as well. Leonard Fournette.
By the way, hold on real quick. That's not me taking a shot at Stephon Diggs. That's me pointing out how ridiculous that previous statement is. By the way, go ahead.
Got you. Leonard Fournette should have been in the Buffalo Bills uniform. I thought they should have got him like a season ago. A cheap guy who knows our system. Josh loves that kid. O-line, his numbers would show it. When are we going to bring Dorsey into question? He's not that good. Ooh-wee.
Hold on. Can we touch on Leonard Fournette real quick though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, what do y'all think a new running back is going to come in and do? Like, I don't understand the impulse of wanting to go and get a different running back to come to a team that does not run the football. I don't understand what the obsession with is going to getting a new running back. You go get Leonard Fournette, he's going to be Zach Moss on his roster. Like, what are we talking about?
Wow.
Am I wrong? He does not have top end speed. He's a powerful back. He's Zach Moss on this roster. Especially a roster that does not run the football. Like you talk about Christian McCaffrey, I got you. I get it. That boy is a game changer. Leonard Fournette is good. If you told me we signed Leonard Fournette tomorrow, would I be mad? No. But at the same time, to say that Devin Singletary sucks and now we need Leonard Fournette makes zero sense to me.
Bro, the fact that you brought up Zach Moss, my cereal bar got even more stale. After you brought him up. Just want to put that out there, y'all. Wow. All right. Somebody drinking them Bill's One Dry Kool-Aid juice said Wayne. Marcus said he a committee back on a pass-heavy team. I agree with that 110%. He is. We got another caller, too. Caller, what's good? We can get to the other caller. Mike, thanks for calling in, too. Appreciate you, my guy.
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Oh, my goodness. And the professional has popped up. I already know that voice from anywhere. D. Stanfield in the building. Devon Stanfield, what's good, my guy?
Man, what's good, everybody? What's going on, man? Shout out to the Rise Up family. Shout out to the Buffalo Fire Department, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. That's what's up.
Absolutely. Listen, we are playing Rise Up or Man Down right now. And first we was talking about Tremaine Edmonds. Then we got into Devin Singletary because Mike, shout out to Mike, brung him up. And that's a good thought. Your thoughts on both of those guys real quick.
I mean, I commented on the Tremaine Edmonds thing. You got a franchise that dude. I think everybody's on the same page as far as that's concerned. Like his youth and his upside is too crazy to let that just walk out the door after everything we've invested in him. So that kind of goes without saying. With the whole motor thing, I like motor. I know motor. He's dope, but let's be honest, man. He's only averaging 4.5 yards a carry because they don't know when he's going to get the ball. He's not a true feature back.
So like when he gets the ball on a consistent basis, it's a surprise, as opposed to like somebody like a Fournette. If you had a two-headed monster, or if you go get Christian McCaffrey and not afraid to give away that second round pick, like what I'm hearing that they did, then you got a feature back, and then the injury to Josh's elbow is not such an inhibitor because everybody's offense is not so predictable.
Yeah, I totally agree. Dang, man. I mean, he just did you hear that response? Surgically.
I mean, I agree with a lot of it. I do feel like he is downplaying Devin Singletary a little bit. To pass off all of his, the ability that he has on it's a surprise when he gets the ball feels unfair to me, especially when you consider the first defender never tackles Devin Singletary. It always takes at least the second defender or two people to bring him down. He always gets positive yardage unless he's hit in the backfield before he gets an opportunity to look and see where the hole is, which happens quite often, honestly. So the fact that he averages 40.5 yards a carry, it's kind of wild, to be honest, because you get 2 carries a game where you get -2 yards because the offensive line sucks. So I just don't.
We threw the ball at 68.4% throughout the course of this year. That only leaves 32% to hand the ball off. So you're gonna tell me that every time that Devin Singletary got the ball, first of all, he wasn't even in the backfield, but he wasn't even in the backfield as a feature back. But I want to say 23% of the time. So you want to tell me that every time he touched the ball, Cass is like, oh man, we got to worry about Devin Singletary? No, they not even game planning.
Well, why would I worry about Devin Singletary if they never run the football? If they run the football at 32% clip and only half of that is going to Devin Singletary, why would I worry about him?
They're not going to run the football at a 40% clip like a San Francisco or somebody else.
Well, not when you have Josh Allen, though.
You get the same playoff outfit. Look at what he did in the playoffs the previous year, bro.
Yeah, but hold on. You have to consider that a football team in its offensive line has to be prepared to run the football. The Buffalo Bills, you said it yourself, they throw the ball at 70% clip. They're not ready to run the football. So if the offensive line is not prepared to run the football, you got and then not only so to say that the running backs aren't good when the offensive line is not a good run block.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
We don't have a good running scheme. And your offensive coordinator has no interest in running the football at all. So to come away with 2 running backs, one that has a 4.6 and one has a 5.7 clip is pretty. To me, that says a lot about the talent of your running backs.
I'm not saying I like Motor. What I'm saying is James Cook is on a rookie contract. We can't afford Motor, so you got to go and go.
Okay, that's fair. I can concede to that.
Somebody that can get the yardage in the situations that Motor can't get that yardage. Which is why I brought up Fournette to that.
I don't think there's a running back on the roster that can get yards that Motor can't get.
That's why I said go get Fournette. Because in short,
I don't think Fournette can get the yards that Motor can get.
When we're in a cold game, like with a decent defense, especially a defense with a defensive line like what Cincinnati had, when we're in a game like that and you need a ground and pound,
Fournette is not going to make that difference.
Motor, bro.
That defensive line was tearing our offensive line apart. Fournette would have not made a difference.
Okay. That's one opinion, bro. I disagree.
I get you.
I think Fournette, I think McCaffrey, maybe not McCaffrey because he's a West Coast boy, but I think Fournette and I think other grown men would have handled that a little different.
I mean, Fournette is a Louisiana boy. I think McCaffrey is a lot better of a back. I think he would have actually made a difference rather than Fournette.
Gotcha.
I'm not so sure about that. I think McCaffrey's a more versatile back, and I wouldn't necessarily say better for that specific scenario.
Got you. We got others. We got a couple others to go to talk about. Let's talk about Jordan Phillips.
Oh, that's a rise up. Rise that up real quick.
That's a rise up all day.
All day, okay. So we all agree Jordan Phillips definitely makes a difference, especially in the run defensive game, for sure. So I think we got another caller too. Oh, okay. That's his line. All right, cool. Nevertheless, stay on here, D Stanfield, because you're kicking it right now, and it's good to hear you on the ones and twos right now with the General and Andre Robinson. We got some comments too. How does that work out for you in the cold? Dennis said Shady had 1,000 yards. Will Richter, what's good? He said get a running back, 1-2 punch, take the pressure off Josh running.
They didn't utilize it.
I hear you. Not over Devonta Foreman or Chuba Hubbard. But I think we got to. Are we still on the line? D. Stanfield, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool.
I got a question. Since we still on this, what is it that Devin Singletary can do that James Cook can't?
That's actually a good question.
Oh, the agility is not even close. The shiftiness is not close. Devin Singletary can cut on a dime. James Cook is a little more rigid in terms of like agility and agileness. He can run real fast in a straight line, but he can't cut as suddenly as Devin Singletary can. Devin Singletary, he's a lot like LaShawn McCoy, except he just don't have that next gear that LaShawn McCoy had.
Nah, you didn't. Yo, there needs to be a toilet flush. You just compared Devin Singletary to Shady McCoy. Shady
McCoy compared Devin Singletary to Shady McCoy.
You are smoking something.
LaShawn McCoy himself compared Devin Singletary to him. So, I mean, unless you know more than LaShawn McCoy, I got you. You know what I mean? Man. You right if you know more than LaShawn McCoy know about himself.
Bro, y'all wilding right now. If you say his game tries to emulate Shady, that's one thing. But to compare him to Shady,
am I calling him Shady McCoy, or am I saying that he has attributes similar to Shady McCoy?
And I'm saying that even that statement is kind of smoking crack. He just looks like Shady. He ain't Shady. He ain't even remotely close.
Okay, you need to watch Devin Singletary film.
Oh my God! I'm a Devin Singletary.
We got another caller. I hear him over here. Oh my God! Who? Is that Mookie Hawkins?
No. This guy sounds like the president.
Oh, this is Marcus Betts. Yo.
The cowgirl fan on the line.
I got a question for you. I got a question for the Devin Singletary president over there. The Devin Singletary, the president of the Devin Singletary fan club.
Okay. What's the question?
What other team would Devin Singletary be the starting running back? Just answer that for me.
Well, I think if you want my honest answer, I think he could go a lot of places and be a starting running back. I think it's probably like.
Because I gotta hear this name up.
Well, I mean, I didn't think about it off there. I mean, he could go to Carolina and be a starting running back if you want me to name a team.
Carolina, he would not start over Donta Foreman.
Yes, he do.
He would not start over Donta Foreman and Chuba.
Yes, he does. I promise you, he do. I promise you, if he go into camp with Donta Foreman and Chuba Hubbard, he's the starting running back.
Yes, he would not be the starter. He would not
I don't think that we're gonna be able to keep him, but I'm not so sure that Devin Singletary wouldn't start over Travis Etienne and Sam Jackson.
Again, y'all need to watch Devin Singletary film.
Now, y'all were talking about generational.
I'm vying for him. What are you talking about? I said he would start over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who's a generational talent?
Would he start over Dameon Pierce with the Houston Texans with what we saw with him this year?
I don't know. It depends on how married they are to Dameon Pierce. He came out. He had a great season, so they might just go to him as a starting running back. They might not even be looking for a running back at this point.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I was pointing to, Marcus.
I can't hear both of y'all.
The type of back that's missed for 250 to 350 carries in a season. That's what I was talking about. And if you're not gonna give him that many carries, then you can't give him that bag.
I'm not saying that he deserves the bag. I came in here and said that I don't think they're going to pay him. But I said, if you take Devin Singletary, you put him on a roster where they actually want to run the football, where they actually have a blocking and run scheme, and they actually have a running support system that is conducive to a running back, and you give him the appropriate carries, Devin Singletary is a Pro Bowl back.
No, he's not, because
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Thank you. 4.6 yards per carry on a team that don't run and offensive line sucks.
Hold on a second. Marcus, go ahead and hit that thought because I know what's coming.
Okay, so let's say we put him on a team that's a running team. Let's say San Francisco. Let's say the Cleveland Browns. Would he start over Nick Chubb? Or
that makes no. That's not even a real question.
That's what I'm saying to you. There's nowhere where he could go.
You said Cleveland, dude. That's not even. You talking about Nick Chubb, one of the best running backs in the league.
I got you. Let me
Mookie is on the line.
Oh, Mook is on the line too. Coach Mookie on the line too.
Hold on, let me rephrase this different way for Marcus. Would you keep Devin Singletary over Kareem Hunt if you had access?
Hell no.
All right.
Naming some of the best running backs in the league, bro. What are you talking about right now?
All right, you guys.
Do I want Devin Singletary over McCaffrey? No, I don't want Devin Singletary over McCaffrey. Okay, you got me.
Hold on a second, you guys. We got another caller on the line. Go ahead and
running backs out there. Would you take Devin Singletary over Josh Jacobs, Miles Sanders?
Hell no.
Those are the running backs that are free agents. He's not a starting caliber back, guys. That's what y'all gotta get.
Again, hold on. Production is one thing. Do those other running backs produce more? Yes. Do they get more carries? Of course. Again, go watch the film. I watch each game 2-3 times. Go watch the film. Go watch the film and tell me Devin Singletary is not a good back.
I agree with you that he should be. He catches the ball well out of the backfield. He's developed into a decent blocker in the backfield. But when you measure him up to his peers, especially his free agent peers, bro, man, come on.
Would you take him over Kareem Hunt? Would you take him over Josh Jacobs? Would you take him over Miles Sanders? Those are the people he's going to be competing against in free agency. No one would take Devin Singletary over any of those guys that I just named to you. None of them. And now Leonard Fournette. None of those guys. He would not get the carries over any of those guys.
Why I said what I said. You go get Leonard Fournette because you already got James Cook on a contract.
Hey, you guys, we gonna have to talk about this. We're gonna have to talk about this another time. I got Mookie Hawkins calling in right now from the combine. Give us some time. We'll get you back on again. Mookie Hawkins is calling from the combine right now. Shout out to the coach. Great conversation. He'll be calling in just a second, but nevertheless, man, great conversation, great comments. Going on right now. They said they had no problem run blocking for Josh Allen.
Oh, you talking about Josh Allen who scrambled when they was in man and nobody was looking at him? Oh,
all right. All right. With that being said, when we come back, all right, from paying the bills, all right, Coach Mookie Hawkins from the combine in Indianapolis. All right, you are tuned in to WUFO Sport Report. Man, it's jumping tonight, by the way.
Yo, he's tight. He's like, get the fuck off the phone. What you want me to do? Like,
yeah.
Oh, yo, this shit is lit. That boy is in there.
Yeah.
Elevating you in home ownership, hair tips, upgrading your finances, health tips, joke of the day, inspirational words, artists, business, all of that. It's up from here on the legendary Mix 1080 WUFO Empower 96.5.
Historically, Roswell Park has been a leading cancer center in this country. I'm Rainier Brenchens. I'm the Deputy Director and Chair of Medicine here at Roswell Park. For well over a decade, Roswell Park has had the insight to realize that immunotherapy was going to be the next generation of cancer therapy. Most patients want to make sure that they're getting the best treatment that they can get anywhere. We are one of the first to really actively move our cancer therapy research and cancer therapy treatments towards a more specific way and a more natural way of treating cancer. Our patients know with full confidence they're getting the best cancer care available. It makes Roswell Park a destination center for patients all around the world. That's the reason why you should spend just one day at Roswell Park.
couches, chairs, the bus, the
I
balance.
can't answer the phone.
You watch everywhere because you're human, a human person. The stories, the thrills, the fun and adventure. The stories feed you, excite you. You can't get enough because entertainment. Entertainment to feel your feelings in your brain, your eyes, the flappy things on the side of your head. All your favorite shows, movies, and Hulu originals. Be obsessed. No subscription required. Terms apply.
Yo, what's good, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to the coach. Mookie Hawkins is in the building. Mookie Hawkins, what's up? From the combine.
Man, I've been trying to get on my line, but I can't get on my line because it's tied up. I'm sitting up here in a room full of general managers and owners and agents, but I can't talk because the phone line is tied up. You understand that?
Yeah.
But we are here in Indy, and you know, we doing our due diligence, and there's a lot of things that's happening around here. Like, would Tremaine Edmonds be a Buffalo Bill? I guess not. Might not say Tremaine Edmonds might not be a Buffalo Bill. How about that? That's coming fresh from Indianapolis. Will OBJ be a Buffalo Bill? There's a possibility that OBJ may be here in Buffalo. Per McDermott.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if the Bills are going to have enough money to bring in Tremaine Edmonds because of Roquan Smith. The market is crazy for a linebacker right now. Maybe priced out. Jordan Poyer, I asked Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniels about Jordan Poyer pitching himself to the Dolphins, and he's like, you know what, I don't want to get a tampering charge. We don't have enough draft picks enough as it is, but if other teams that's in our conference want to be a part of Dolphins mania, so be it. So there's a lot of things that's going on right now. Obviously, the biggest story is Leslie Frazier and basically why he just miraculously stepped down. Few things that. One, Leslie Frazier should be a head coach. We all know this. And for him to get passed over and looked over for guys who hasn't even been in the league long enough, but all of a sudden they're just head coaches because the team is making it to Super Bowls, yeah, that kind of bothered him and rubbed him the wrong way. Two, it's not his defense, it's McDermott's defense. So he's taking the flack for a lot of things that he shouldn't be. So this year, when everything is the same, you can't point the finger at Leslie Frazier. He's not on the team no more. So, you know, it's a lot of things that's happening up here in the NFL Combine. It's a lot more things that I can say, but, you know, we don't have enough time that we can talk about. But it's pretty interesting, just to rub elbows with some of the new GMs and agents and stuff like that. I'm at Athletes First. I'm at a private party with those guys, and you know we are definitely in the building. If there are any questions that y'all want to ask me pertaining to the NFL Combine, obviously the Jalen Carter thing was crazy. He was about to come on a podium, and you know they got the news that he has a warrant issue for him for a reckless endangerment charge. So he had to leave the Combine and answered that. So, fellas, any questions?
I mean, we talked about a lot of that earlier. It's a good thing that you down at the Combine getting all the exclusive, you know, information that some folks don't get at all. Again, call line, my fault on that. I didn't know you was on the call line, but I definitely do have one question. And my question pertains to Bill's needs. Are they shifting in any direction as far as what you mentioned on the last show as far as tight ends?
I got right at Dorsey today. I saw him walking in the lobby. I caught him walking. I said, hey, what's the deal with you and this tight end? I think the tight end will situate your exotic 12 personnel. And he was like, you know, this is like my first crack at really evaluating things and seeing things, but tight end is definitely something that we're going to look at. And, you know, not only the Bills, but, you know, a lot of people are talking now about this tight end draft class and how good this tight end draft class is. Now, when this guy who's 6'8", damn near 6'7", damn near 6'8", 280 pounds runs a 4.6, then that's going to open everybody's attention. But today at the podium, it was all linebackers and defensive linemen, and the Bills talked to a lot of linemen. You can go check it out on Twitter, and there was a lot of linebackers that the Bills spoken to. So the Bills are definitely shopping linebackers in the event they can't make a deal with Tremaine Edmonds. And right now is not looking good. If I have to tell Bills fans that, it's definitely not looking good. But hey, I can be wrong, and I'm just being realistic instead of optimistic on that. By too few talks for a few sources, that may not be the case. So that explains why the Bills were talking to a lot of linebackers today. And all the linebackers I've spoken with today said that they were in contact with the Bills. So, that's pretty much the answer to that. So,
Coach, real quick, I got another question for you. If are the Bills using their tag at all?
Serving Orchard Park, Lackawanna, Cheektowaga, Amherst, Buffalo. We are the legendary Mix 1080, WUFO, and Power 96.5.
It's lovely time. Turn us up and let the music
Want to thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all calling in too. Appreciate you a bunch. All right. We'll talk more.